Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be back from my crazy trips, or at least for the short term, and kind of back at it. It was, it's crazy how much things change when you leave for a little while, or whatever you don't notice. But anyway, good evening to everybody. What do you mean?
What changed when you were gone?
Well, like the turkeys got way bigger. Like I remember walking back in, and I'm like, them turkeys got a whole lot bigger while I was gone.
Funny.
I know, right? But anyway,
You think they got bigger in
I
just
do.
that short amount of time you were gone?
I do. Like we walked back in, I'm like, man, that one needs butchered.
Or is it because you haven't really been doing chores and you're just like,
Well, I haven't been here.
I mean, before you left for that.
I go out and help you do chores all the time.
Come on now.
Who helped yesterday?
I think I did them by myself.
Nope.
Oh, you talking about in the morning?
No, I'm talking about at night. After I got back.
You showed up when I was done.
Not true.
What'd you do?
She lives in some weird world. Oh my goodness, B. Anyway, let's get some hellos in, huh?
Yes.
You want to do that? All right. So Farm Ranch Homestead, good evening to you. First one in the house. Rose, good evening to you. The Banquet of Consequences in the house. Songs of Joy, good evening. My good friend Silver Lining, how are you? Let's keep scrolling down here. Hey, Gypsy's in the house. I'm going to talk about him in a little bit.
Uh-oh. Did you know I was going to say that?
Yeah, no, I didn't, but that was pretty cool. And the greatest name on internet.
Half Bubble Plum.
Good evening to you, my friend.
Which is significant if you're half.
Half Bubble Off Plum's a long ways.
That's significant.
My buddy Indiana Mike's in the house. Good evening to you. Dana Green, good evening. Scrolling on down here. And the famous Terminator.
Yep. What is that? He keeps putting.
That?
Yeah.
He's
What's
waving.
he holding?
He's waving. You want to borrow mine?
Yeah.
I think I said one step closer. Good evening to you. Dana Green, good evening. And the beautiful Louise Wesley's in the house. Tracy, good evening to you. One More Rock, good evening. Mary Michelle, good evening. Oh, and the super famous Rain Country, who says, this is a very important, but the question is, does tag feel productive? No. Rain Country, I do not feel productive. I've been traveling so much lately. I've been gone for I feel like a long time. And, and then there's so much going on in the community, and that takes up a lot of time. But today, for the first time in, 2 or 3 weeks, I got to actually work on my homestead a little bit today. Not for much, 2 hours. But so no, to answer your question, Rain Country, I do not feel productive. But thank you for pointing that out. Easy, good evening to you. LJC is in the house.
Hello.
She's made a nice new purchase to make herself a little bit free. I ain't going to say what it was, but she made a good one. Hey, my buddy Ghetto, what's going on? Grateful Hearts Ranch, good evening. Eagle Lover, the famous Eagle Lover, Texas, is in the house. Vicky Pullen says, hello, Freesteaders. Trying to be every day. Yep, Bonnie Sign is in the house. Did I get everybody here? Oh, no, sorry. I'm not that kind of Karen. Now, that's a really good name, too. We've said that Half Bubble Off Plum was the greatest name on internet. The Banquet of Consequences was the second best name on the internet. I'm going to have to nominate Not That Kind of Karen for the third best name on the internet.
Not that kind of Karen.
Yep. It was great to meet you, too. I'm going to talk about KSL a little bit, and I'm going to talk about some of the people that we met, when we got there. Let me see here. Tambra Smith is in the house, and Barb is in the house. Dave and Sonia. Yep, they're my friends up from Michigan. City Greens is in the house. Oh, she said it. Okay, so LJC says, Grid Down hooked me up with some solar panels. Yes, we did. I didn't want to share that, but since you shared it, we'll just make it public. Half Bubble Off Plum says it's drizzling rain in Florida. I'm actually going to be in Florida here shortly. And, of course, Will Be Cool's there, too.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think I caught up everything. I think I at least said most of my hellos. All right.
Yeah.
So what you want to start us off tonight, Miss B? What have you been up to while I've been gone? Besides just lollygagging.
Well, no, while you left, we had our first freeze. So I had to get the stove fired up on my own. Had no issues. I love that stove.
You always do it on your own.
I know, but if there's any problems, I have you here to help. So
It's a crutch.
well, and
It's a crutch.
you know, if I all I have to say is I'm gonna go out and cut some kindling. And you're like, oh, I can do that for you. Hang out there for, 3 minutes and cut some kindle. I mean, 3 minutes of you cutting and 3 minutes of me cutting are, you're so much faster at the majority of things, actually.
It's because I don't lollygag.
I don't lollygag either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as confident, maybe.
No,
I'm not a risk taker. You're just like, put it on there and start swinging.
Like
and I'm like, let me get this standing straight. Let me get this standing here. Okay, nope, it's not. Okay, stay there. Oh, okay, it's standing there. Okay, it moved. So,
babe, I love you, but I'm going to tell you something. There's not a person in this world I know who is better at making a 20-minute job an hour.
I want to do it right.
Hey, Potpourri Flights in the house. Good evening. Hey, my buddy Wes is in the house. Good evening to you as well. Yep, Jane, I am back. And Jane, I can't tell you how happy I am to be back. I just absolutely cannot. Yep, Terminator says it's raining in Ontario, Canada. It melted all 3 inches of snow. Going to be sunny and warm all weekend. Then back to winter. Yep, no doubt. I don't know where Skane's girl is, Tambra. I don't know. Hey, Tom, what's up, bud? How are you? Oops. Oh, a stove. I need to talk to my neighbor about getting a Franklin stove installed in my house. Love a fire. Oh, yeah. I couldn't imagine living in a house without the ability to heat it with that warm, penetrating wood heat, because it's a different kind of heat, at least in my opinion, So anyway, it's
a hot heat. Yeah. So while I got the stove cooking, that means wood cooking videos,
which means
are back.
Which means
on a regular basis. Hot food.
Which means
cooking inside.
Which means
you get a dessert every now and again. Every now and again, if the stove is already hot, like I might as well throw something in. Especially since American Roots left already made up cookie dough in the freezer, right? So all I have to do is just take them out, put them on a tray, and
had I been home, that cookie dough would have already been gone.
Yeah.
I think I missed a bunch here. Potpourri for Life, good evening to you. ACM Homestead, Aljo, good evening to you. Make sure I got everybody.
There's Skane's girl. Someone was looking for you.
Oh, there's Skane's girl.
She was 7 minutes late. That's why.
I know. Skane's girl. See how famous you've become?
Yeah.
I got to hang out with Skane's girl in Kentucky a little bit, which is pretty cool.
She was at Kentucky?
She was. She was.
She's just going all over.
I know, right?
Sheesh. You got your own little, like, what is that called? Roadies?
That's not what I would call that.
What are those called when people follow people around?
They don't following me. They're going to festivals that I happen to be at.
That's true, but...
Yeah. They're festival roadies.
You guys are all like groupies going together.
We do. We hang out. We hang out. Yeah, I think, well, never mind. I'm not going to say that. I wish I could put a small stove in my camper. Well, you can put a small stove in your camper, and I got one for you, too. So if you want to put a small stove in your camper, come see me, and I'll hook you up.
It would. Don't you? You have to do quite a bit to make that fireproof, right?
Shame on you, one step closer. Absolutely shame on you. That's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Squash. Speaking of squash.
Tell them
look
about
what
it.
I got. I was gifted. So Tag brought these home for me, and they are upper ground sweet potato squash.
Has anybody ever grown them before? We've never grown them.
It says works well on trellis. So we are going to, I am going to grow some and
I ain't growing nothing.
See what I can make you happy with.
Oh, I forgot the instigator's in the house. We can't forget him. Instigators in the house.
We were talking about you yesterday. Instigator. Hope you guys are all okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if my camper's big enough for where I could put it. Yeah, I don't know that either, but I can tell you that I have a very small stove that's meant for like expedition tents. We could absolutely get you a stove in there pretty easy.
Are you talking about that tiny little one right there?
Mm-hmm.
That little tiny.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to be cutting kindling to stick in that because it's little.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got the wood cooking videos
Yep.
back on
Yeah,
sometimes because like today it was almost 70, so we did not I did not start a fire. I let the fire go out. It was sometime last night, almost 90 degrees, and so we let it go out.
But 90 degrees inside when it's 30 degrees outside is not the same as 90 degrees inside when it's 100 outside.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead. What else you got?
Well, you were talking about the festivals, right? So you're back means my vacation's over. Means I have to act like I'm busy.
Mm-mm.
And then before you left, we did some rotations. Now that you're back, you're doing
more of them.
Some rotations, yeah, helping people out where they need it.
Louise wants to know if there are Georgia Roasters is the name of the sweet potato because they said they taste just like sweet potatoes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't say that on the package, so we don't know. Hey, Unique Prepping's in the house. Hey, we love you too, man. Hey guys, everybody go check out that channel. There's a great story in all of that. Something that should inspire all of us. Yeah. Okay, got it.
No,
all right. So what else? What else you
got? With the first freeze that came, I had to do all kinds of harvesting. So I got some seeds for Nancy.
What'd you harvest?
The freeze pretty much killed all the tobacco plants. So I'm glad I went out and got all of the pods off. I'm not sure how many seeds are actually going to be in the pods because a lot of them this year, and the neighbor also, we had something that came through, and while the seed pods were developing, there were these little bugs that came in and ate the seeds right out of the pods. Mm-hmm. So there were the pod looked good and healthy and drying up, and then upon investigation there's a tiny hole in it, and then the seeds on the inside of the pod are just gone. So I was able to harvest a lot, like a half of a 6-gallon bucket of the pods. I'm not sure how many seeds are going to be in there though, because I was pulling them, and like as you pull them, they kind of crumble open, and you can see the seeds when they're dry. They're like little rattles, but a lot of them were hollow. So that is so devastating when they're frustrating, because the plant looks good and healthy, and it looks like the pods are developing, and that's what I need is the seed off of it. But then it's not there. The seed is not there.
What else did you harvest? Because you got seeds. Guys, I came home and oh my goodness.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I was glad I did it while you were gone, because as I was bringing stuff in, I didn't have to kind of like stash it anywhere. I just kind of set it out in the open. But I got the tobacco done. I got 3 kinds of beans, cowpeas. The cowpeas, I actually took the green ones and eating them now. So basil, cosmos, calendula, hyssop. The peanuts are in the kitchen. And I got a few green tomatoes. So actually tomatoes that were green and still developing. The plants were still looking healthy when the frost came, or when the freeze came. So it was almost like all of the plants that I was harvesting were set back. Like they should have been dying and drying up the beans on the vine, but the vines were green and looking healthy, and some had even flowers on them. So it's almost like the season. And I don't know if it was because August was so hot and dry, if it just pushed it back, or if now, because the conditions are, well, not now, because it's after that frost, a lot of them just wilted up and kind of just, they're mushy. So.
Yep. So are you happy the gardening season's over?
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to go up and grab whatever and eat whatever, but it's seasonal. So now that's over. Chore. It's a new kind of chore.
New level.
New devil.
Yeah. Yeah, new level, new devil. I'm glad that it's over because, there's just so much that goes on. I'm
That I don't get to because I'm up in the yard.
Yep, and
well, and mowing too. That takes hours every.
Well, it's. I like the garden, but that's its own season for us, right?
Yes.
And when you guys are doing it, you'll know this. Anybody who homestead, you'll know this. It's its own season. So you stop. Like I was working on pod 4, but as soon as planting time came, everything stops, and you're off to that. So now that it's gone, I can get back to some of those other things, which I'm really, really, really excited about.
Kind of like. Yeah, like infrastructure, back to infrastructure because the growing season is
over. Yeah, Rusty Dog, good evening to you. Hey, Kentucky Goat Man is back in the house, as is Leather Homestead. Hey, guys, I'll tell you something about Leather Homestead. I've hung out now with Bruce a little bit at a few different festivals. The longer I hang out with him, the more I like him. Just a super good family. Him and his wife are great people. And, we got to hang out a little bit, and I'm having him. He's in the process of working on a Homestead medical bag for me. And what we're going to do is, Homestead Medical, Chuck Peoples, you know who that is?
Yeah.
I haven't even told you all this yet. So Homestead Medical, Chuck Peoples created the guts, what goes in the kit that you'd need on a homestead. Everything from, staples to gauze to, splint wraps to whatever, the things that go on a homestead. And that's in one section. And then there's another section that's going to be for all your natural remedies, like your comfrey salve and other things that you use out there. And it'll all come to package in a beautiful leather bag that'll last you a lifetime.
And what's this for?
Just a Homestead medical bag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in your Kubota. You'll have just a complete 100% first aid kit that'll work not just on you, but also on your animals.
Oh, wow.
And you'll be able to take it everywhere you go, and it'll have the big Life Done Free logo on it and the Leather Homestead logo on it. And
that's cool.
The Homestead Medical logo on it. So I'm really, really excited about this. But
is it like the same medical stuff that we got from Chuck before? Like
some differences.
Kit,
it's like that, but some differences. The things that go on at a homestead, and like for me, I burn myself a lot because I weld a lot. I do a lot of fabricating, so that's pretty normal. Or cutting myself, or you stick a nail somewhere it don't belong.
Yep.
Right. Or a screwdriver, right. And so just kind of custom made to that. But I'm really, really excited about them doing that. It's going to be in leather, and I like that too.
Because he has like a burn kit and a trauma kit and a sutures.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I hope I didn't miss anybody. I thought there was maybe somebody up here. I try to say hello to everybody because I'll say, oh, there's Cheryl. Yep, I almost missed you. How could I have missed Cheryl? Cheryl, good evening to you. I think I got everybody. Bird's Eye Views in the house. Good evening to you. We're going to talk about you a little bit too. Tag, how could I get in touch with you? All right, Unique Prepping, just email me. If there's a moderator in the house, would you put my email address in the chat? But it's if they don't do it pretty quick, Unique, I'll post it up in there myself. Okay, get down here. Sorry, I'm just kind of skipping down. Dorothy Holloway, good evening to you. All right, I'm caught up. All right, cool. So, but anyway, you're glad gardening season's done. I'm glad gardening season's done, right? We can get on with other things, and I've got a lot on my plate.
We could still be like planting trees, right? It's not. It's fall enough to.
You could do some trees.
Do trees.
Yeah, and you could do some greenhouse stuff still.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh. That's actually a really good idea. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. So what have you been up to lately, though? Because you've been on a project and you had some help from Silver Lining a little bit, and you were working on it today a little bit. So what are you working on there?
I was working on the rock on the back, on the rock on the fireplace on the back of the house.
Yeah. So you guys know that big chimney up the center of my house that B rocked? There's a smaller chimney on the back of my house that's actually where the wood cook stove in the kitchen comes out of. And so she's been working on
putting rock on that
to
match the other fireplace.
Thank you, Heidi. So there's my email address right there, tagandb@lifedonefree.com. Anybody wants to email me, I answer 100% of the emails. Can't guarantee how quick it'll be, but I'll get to all of them for sure. That's been pretty cool. Watching that. I'm gonna go for a little bit.
I'm on like day 5 and I'm just barely up like head level.
Yeah, but you don't work on it all day either.
No,
you get 2 hours here and 2 hours there.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so it's not like that.
Well, today, like I had to wait until, because I need the tile saw. So I had to wait until the batteries were full. And then the sun, the clouds came. So I was trying to hit it in between cloud coverage.
Yeah. Hey, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, good evening to you. And Wes wanted to point out that he got a call from the union hall earlier, got at least another month's worth of work. Congratulations to you. That's a big deal. And the world's getting, really, really weird. So, take all the income you can take for as long as you can take. And we'll talk about some of those kind of things, too, as we go along. But so as you guys know, we missed last week's live. And I'm so sorry for that. I actually really missed you guys. I almost did one anyway. But when Friday at 7:00 came, I had been in New Hampshire, Vermont, New Jersey, Nashville, Tennessee, and Bowling Green, Kentucky, all that day. And I'd pulled into my Airbnb in Kentucky, which is where I was going to stay that night, at 20 minutes after 6. And I had been on the road. On the road and in an airplane and all this, just all day long. And I got in there. I almost thought about doing it, but then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to bed. So I slept through our live. Sorry. Yeah. Skins Girl says the festivals were awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about them real quick. So we did the Self-Reliance Festival in Camden, Tennessee. Then I was home for a week.
Yep.
Right. Then I went to Lumna Acres, which is a big YouTube channel up north, and the way they like to call it, northern New England, up there. And we installed a grid down solar system up there. And I'll show you guys here. Let me see if I got some pictures for you guys. I'll show you what we did. Okay. So these are the batteries that we installed. All of those are nothing but batteries.
Those look so much different than our batteries.
Yeah. Well, they're big.
You said those are like twice or two and a half of what.
So these are
have.
13 kilowatt hour batteries, each one of these. And so each one of ours is 3.8 kilowatts.
Oh yeah, that's a
so it's
big difference.
About 3 per there. Oh, sorry, Skanes, but I'll take you out there. So anyway, so these were the batteries. This was the first step. We got all of them hooked up. Then the inverters go on. And if you can see up here, these top boxes right here, these are inverters. And they have built-in charge controllers. And then when it was all said and done, that's what it looked like. So that's a complete.
That's done?
That's done.
Shouldn't there be something? What are those? Or shouldn't there be something plugged into those black things? What are those black things? 1, 2, 3?
Those are kill switches.
Oh, we don't have those.
So yeah.
We have breakers.
Well, we have kill switches too. They're just out of the panels. They're out on each rack. But so those will kill the 3 panels that are coming in. And she's talking about those white boxes with the black circle on them, guys.
Everything else looks familiar.
Yeah, but what do you notice about the system?
There's not a whole bunch of, like, we have bus bars. We have.
Yeah, it's clean. See how there's no exposed wires? There's nothing. It's just
Where's their breaker? Oh, they only have one breaker box?
No. So you see that little, I don't know if you can see that little red switch right there. See that right there, babe? Mm-hmm. On the second inverter, there's a little red switch. Those are kill switches. There's one on the other side too over here. The gray box up on the top right-hand corner is the generator breakers. So that's the generator coming in. So these systems are designed to be with grid, without grid, generator, wind turbine, solar, whatever it is.
We have a bunch of other big boxes.
These are all built in. See, these are the boxes that are sitting on top of the batteries.
Yeah,
that's what all that stuff is in.
So those are like the bus
bars, the combiner boxes.
Yeah,
and, and
that's what I meant. Combiner.
Yeah. One Step Closer says we need to release a World Tour 2023 T-shirt. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, absolutely. Hey, Mississippi Homestead said I posted tags talk at SRF. Yep.
I have a question.
Okay.
How come there's only 5? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries, and then 2 charge controllers. 2
inverters and charge controllers. Okay.
So why are there 5 EMP shields? Because that doesn't. Oh, are they doubles? Do you have 2, 2, 2, 2?
No, they're single. So the 5 have to do with the solar arrays outside. Right, what you don't see is the big solar array. So those 5 are protecting every single bank or strings of solar panels coming into the system.
Okay.
Okay.
And then there's one
that's
on the generator.
Yeah. Yeah. Hippocrates says, I saw his video and looks like he did everything. No one else there. Yeah, that wasn't quite the case, but he did a lot of it though. And, I was really, really impressed with him because, when that whole video was shot, I was standing in the background and there were times, we'd get involved and help, but he really did most of it. He wanted to make sure that he could put a battery on the wall by himself. And he wanted to make sure that he wired the inverter himself. So he was a very hands-on guy. I was really impressed with him. His wife, beautiful family, fed me homemade cooked meals every day, while I was there. And when I'm talking about homemade, it was whole milk from their cow. It was
homegrown.
It was chicken from their farm. It was,
Yep.
it was all 100% homemade. And so it was really, 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 really cool. And, Leather Homestead says super clean work. Guys, this is the thing about that system that I love so much.
I like how they're lifted up off the ground, not just sitting
sweep
on the
underneath
ground.
them. Yeah. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, Hippocrates says Life Done Free Vacation 2023 tour. We need to do one of them. Bee's been on me about drawing caricatures of our community, and I volunteered to do it.
Yeah.
If she'd provide me a picture, a headshot of everybody.
Yeah, they need to email us a picture.
Mm-hmm. And maybe put it on a t-shirt. That'd be so much fun.
Because not everybody wants you to draw them a picture of nobody. Some people are not going to want to be on your shirt.
I know.
So,
but it's a caricature. So
I know.
I've already pointed out to my husband that he can take the installer class from Grid Down and install ours. Yeah. So there's a full blown installer class you can take so that you can install them yourself and you become a certified installer. But they really were pretty easy. When you open the little black boxes above the batteries, all the wires and the bus bars and everything's are in there. And when you open the bottom of those inverters up, it's really simple. It's all labeled.
Do you screw the front panels off like you do ours? Those black above. Okay.
Yes, there's 4 screws on them.
That's how ours go.
Yeah, but inside, it says battery. There's a big section that says battery, and there's a positive and a negative. You just put it in there. And on the panels, it says Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, Series 5, positive and negative. You just plug them in there. And then on the power coming in and the power to your breaker, it says things like load and panels and grid. I mean, it's really simple.
The wire says
no, there's a little tab in there that says
on the
that says grid power, and then there's a positive and a negative, and so it's really a pretty simple system to put in. Let me see here. Eagle Lover says, so excited to have you help with our high tunnel. Oh, you're getting a high tunnel. Cool. Anyone else in the Willis Conroe area are welcome to join us. It will be a fun day. Anybody around that area that could give Vicki a hand, I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Oh, right there. Yep. I'm doing a homestead rotation tomorrow. How cool is that?
To pick up a big high tunnel.
Yep. Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me see here. I have to be careful with my solar system here. Where I live, solar has to be inspected, so I don't talk much about mine. Yeah, I wouldn't either. See, Hippocrates says having the cables included with connectors on, being sure they are the proper and equal length and such really makes it awesome. Yeah, it just makes it simple. So everything we needed to put this system together in this building is included in the system. So all the cabling, all of it. Now, it doesn't include the cables from the panels in or when you leave the system to your breaker box, right? But everything.
How would you know how long that needs to be?
Right, which is why they don't do it. But everything you see here,
but all of this,
all the cables came with it.
All of these kill switches here, are in there too.
No, these are all come from EMP Shield. This is the EMP Shield set.
Oh,
so that's all EMP Shield stuff.
And that does not come with the kit.
Yeah, so far, no, it doesn't. Well, no, it comes with the Grid Down kit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All of
this comes.
All
with
of that comes with it. Yep, the EMP shields, the kill switches, all of it comes with the kit. Life Done Free. What does a system like that cost? If I remember right,
this exact system.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
They would be different solar panels and stuff too, wouldn't they? Or is that part of the kit?
Hold on. No, if you elect panels come with it. Why is this not pulling up?
Did he get his panels from?
Yeah, so they all came from Grid Down.
Right there, isn't it? Right here?
Oh, right there. Yep, sorry. All right, sorry, guys. I'm getting it for you here. I want the actual website.
Griddown.com?
Yeah.
You passed it.
Oh, right there. Got it. Go ahead. It's been a long day. Hey, American Roots is in the house. And Janina's in the house too, man. I missed a bunch. Look at that. Is this for a homestead use only? No. So leather, these can be connected to the grid or without the grid. It can be ran either way. All right, so let me look here real quick and I'll tell you what that system costs. 54 to plus 28 solar kit right there. So now this is with the panels. The panels and everything cost $49,579, but you know a guy, right? So I can get that cheaper, not by a ton, but I can get that cheaper. So that's about a $50,000 system, what you see right there, but that includes the panels and everything.
It's a 54 kilowatt hour solar bundle.
Yeah.
This has 6.
Oh, did I do that right? It's 54. Hold on. 4 batteries. Where's the 6? Oh, right there.
There it is.
That's an 81.
1,
Sorry.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so $49,899.
Hey, that's like almost the same price.
Yeah.
You might as well just get that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that comes with this. So that price is with the solar panels?
That price is, no, that's the system itself. Hold on. You were so good at that. Oh, right there. Okay. So if you wanted to add 56 panels to it, it's $66,000 for everything. All right. Anyway, let's get rid of this here. Remove. All right. Most places don't care about off-grid solar. They're more worried about grid-tied solar. Yeah. Most places that are installing solar today, you don't even get batteries out of the deal. How crazy is that?
Yeah. I know a guy up the road that has a system that he has no batteries on it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I like about the system a lot too is you can stack it. So you could start small, with 2 batteries and an inverter and just build it as you go, because you can link up to 6 of them together.
Can you add solar panels later?
You can. Yeah. So you could start pretty cheap and just, once a year get another piece, and just keep plugging, which is the way we build our system.
Well, and 2 of those or 3 are way more powerful than our batteries. So like we started with 2 batteries, 1 charge controller, 1 inverter. Yeah. And did we have the 3 arrays of solar panels at that time?
We had 18 panels when we started.
And
1
only
inverter
2 batteries.
And 2 batteries.
Because our batteries were $2,500 a pop.
Yeah.
And they're only, what'd you say, 3 kilowatt hours?
3.8. Which is a big battery, but they're not the.
Well, it's not compared to that.
Right.
So a 3 is a good size.
Yes.
Because I remember when we were looking at them,
3.8.
That we bought the best that we could find at the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could have built my system a lot cheaper. Hax from Homestead, hey guys, feel like I just saw you. Yep, Hax was just here at the house. We were working on trying to move something big and heavy, and half bubble off plums, and sort of wish I had waited and got a setup like this. Well, if it makes you feel better, half bubble off plum, I wish I would have waited.
Me
because
too.
I could have built my same system for half the money I spent.
And it would look prettier.
Yeah. Got the hell of the system, home shop, and can run a small farm basically. Yep.
That's the thing that, when somebody who has done what we did knows the money that we spent on parts that we don't use.
You keep saying that.
I know, because we have so much of it. And then
no, we don't.
Now that our system
what do we
is
have,
up and running,
what do we have extra?
We have a whole shelf. We have 2 shelves in there full
of what?
Of parts.
No.
We have bus bars and combiner boxes and that we don't use.
No.
We don't need. We have extra.
Okay, what she's talking about, guys, I have shelves full of breakers and elbows and things like that. We have 2 extra solar panels. There's no extra inverters. There's no extra charge controllers. There's no extra batteries. There's no extra
wire. We've had to redo wiring. We've had to take up. We had them all put into one, and we took that one metal box off of the wall and put a bigger one and bigger wires. And then when we hooked up the generator, we had to change wires out there too.
Yeah.
And those wires are not cheap.
No, they're not. And I like having extra wire.
I know you love having extra parts, but what I'm saying is that we didn't need the extra parts.
No, we did.
How do you need them?
You'll see soon.
What do you mean?
Something will go out.
No, nothing goes out. Nothing's going out.
Hey, Leather Homestead says I meant is that one just for home? Actually, that one's not in a home. That one runs a shop. This guy put that solar system to run a shop and a butcher's shop and a processing area. So that actual system's not even on their house. They have an identical system to it on their house. So I hope that answered your question.
Wow.
I know, right?
That would you need a separate setup for? Because like our system runs all of our buildings. Should we have done that differently? Should we have put a different system out there?
I'm not in there enough. Probably, I don't know. I mean, I would love to do it. And if I could ever, I'm definitely going to upgrade our batteries. I'm going to the grid down batteries because bang for the buck, it's a way better deal. But so we'll see as time goes on. Kim wants to know, hello, everyone. Who did you say, or is there a video of the setup of batteries? Yeah, so let me, I'm going to put a link to that video in here. Let me see here.
How many days did it take him to do that?
So 2.5 days, the full install.
Holy cow.
But babe, if you weren't trying to film it for YouTube, it'd have been half that time. Because you got to set up and you know how it is.
Forever.
Yeah, it's a way simple system.
Well, not us. You. Took you.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the
forever.
us? Okay, here we go. I'm going to put a post on it right there. I got 35 minutes long. Yeah, I'm going to post a link right here for you guys, okay? This is the actual video of him installing it. Copy. Here we go. All right, Kim, I just posted that video. I just posted the link in the bottom. When I get caught up, I'll put it back up. Hey, Brett Boyd, good evening to you. You know, he says mine is almost 19 kilowatt hours. Yeah, ours is 38. And the one you see in the picture is 81. Could you imagine an 81 kilowatt hour system? Oh my goodness.
You probably wouldn't. He would never have to go look at his smart panel, huh?
Yeah.
He could just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, Tamber says bus bars, question mark. Yeah, they're just basically a bar where you can bring a main power source in and then jump off of it to a whole bunch of other things.
Oh, I thought it was just to hide the wires.
No.
Is there?
Baby, I know you don't understand.
I don't. I'm just like, oh, we don't need that anymore? Okay.
Yeah, women never understand our logic for extra parts, says Ghetto. How nice is it when something breaks and I just go get my parts and go fix it?
I like that, but I'm hoping that our solar system is not something that we'll have to do that with.
Babe, stuff happens, you know? Just Brett Boyd says, been in northern Florida and southwest Georgia. House will be done this month. Congratulations. Yes, that's Lemon Acres, 100%. Will be cool. Says, I have a couple extra charge controllers, a spare inverter. As I upgrade, I keep the old parts. Exactly. Yeah, it's good to have extra of everything. Tag. It's the same as bee sewing machines, more than one, right?
Yeah, but the sewing machine you're actually using, and you can get bound up, and it will, break, and then you'll need to get apart. But the solar system is not something that moves. It doesn't. Nope. You don't touch it.
I'm gonna read out.
Tag. I think she is saying you should get another system for your shop. Well, I don't know. Should we? Yeah, don't steal my power. No, I don't know. If we have enough, then that would be nice to only have one to maintain. But I don't know any different.
Yeah, Todd says he's up there and got 500 acres. That is true. Yep, Ghetto says that's why I had kids, just in case I need extra parts. Yeah. Milk and Honey says, I want separate units just in case. Yep. I wouldn't mind any of that.
We never even thought of that, though. Did that ever come to your mind to have a separate system somewhere else?
We have 3 now. What do you mean? Is it ever
solar
come to my
systems?
mind? Yes, pumpkin.
What are you talking about?
Okay, put your hand like this. I want you to smack yourself on the forehead.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about your building here. I'm talking about this. No,
there's only one of those buildings.
I'm talking about this building. No, stop. Come on now.
She has a solar system on her chicken coop. She has a solar system on her turkey coop, and we have the main solar system. Correct or not correct?
Yes, but
Okay.
That's not what I meant.
What did you mean?
I meant that is to run. I'm glad you are just having a blast. That is just to run one light out there. The chicken coop, the battery that's there. There's one car battery, one solar panel, two solar panels, one car battery, one button. Boop.
Lights on, lights off.
Yes.
That's all your coop needs.
Yes. But over here, you weld, you watch TV, you hang out.
Yes.
Sometimes entertain.
Yes.
You never thought to put another system over there. We just ran conduit and piggybacked off of this one.
Yeah. The reason, I thought
And
about
this
it.
one too.
I thought about it a lot. Here's the problem is that if you do a bunch of little systems, none of them by themselves have enough power to do the big stuff. Because I knew you wanted air conditioning, because I knew I wanted to weld and all of that. I don't have an unlimited budget where I can just go put multiple systems in. So I absolutely thought about it. This is why you have one big main system that does all the main stuff, and then the smaller systems that aerate the pond or, pump water in your chicken coop, right? Or whatever it is. So no, I absolutely thought about it. Just saying. Brett says, I want to set up a solar battery backup, but don't want to go, but maybe 50%, and then add generators with fossil fuels. If the crap hits the fan, I can keep the essentials running for a long time. Yeah, but I know people who wire their house to be DC and AC powered, but who knows?
Why?
Because when you convert DC power, so the power that's coming in from the solar panels is DC direct current. And then you're converting it to AC power, which is what the inverter does. Then you're sending from the inverter, you're sending AC power. And there's lots of different advantages to both. But if you were to wire it direct from the panel into the house on DC, you never need the inverter. You don't need that big expensive piece of equipment.
But there has to be a but, because why would you not just do that?
Because it's hard to find DC powered things.
Oh, like a blow dryer.
Yeah, a DC powered blow dryer. You'd have to find one that comes from an RV or something. You just have to find. It's just a little bit harder. But oh yeah, good point. Oops, sorry, missed it. Half Bubble Plum says, are you putting a separate system in the community building? I am going to put a separate system in the community building, I believe. Although it wouldn't be very far for me to trench it. It'd be maybe 500 feet.
That's quite a ways.
No, I just come right out of the backside of the powerhouse, trench right down and up in there, and I could do that pretty easy. But right now, I plan on putting another one on it. But anyway, so back to Lemon Acre. So good experience. Got to see moose. They live in a beautiful place. They're a great family. I had no real negatives. I learned a bunch about the system, about how it all goes in. So that was really, really cool. So then anyway, from there, I drove to Burlington, Vermont to get on an airplane. And I wanted to show you guys something that I found fascinating about the airplane, or about the airport. So I was sitting at the airport and out taxis onto the runway 7 F-35s. Now I'm in Vermont, and this is not something that I would typically think that I would see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are pictures taken out of the airport window. And those planes, babe, those are F-35s.
Is there a military base right there?
There's a National Guard base right there. But they taxied out, and so they were running, and I could tell they were running because the lights were blinking. And so they were sitting out there, kind of on standby. And then I looked, and right here it said the Green Mountain Boys, right, in Vermont. And if you look, there's two more, and two more. There's 6 more of those things. And that isn't just a average plane, babe.
That looks like they're parked, like they're normally parked there. Like that looks like a place to park them.
I would say that's the place to park them. But what was interesting, all the lights were blinking on the, on the tail and on the wings and stuff. So that told me they were running. And so I thought, okay, they're just maybe, kind of on standby. I don't know if I took a picture.
Vermont.
No, I didn't. And then they all sat there for a little bit. Then they all lined up on the runway, and then all of them took off.
They all took off at the same time?
All of them, one right behind the other.
So the 3 that were on the runway and the 6
everything that was in the
hangar,
they all took off. So I don't know where they were going, but it was it was really pretty cool to see, because first of all, a couple things I noticed about them is how quick they take off.
Did you see them all kind of go together?
No, because I was in the airport.
Oh,
So
you
once they
probably
got
can't
up a little bit,
see.
I couldn't see them anymore, and then they were gone. And they took off maybe 15 minutes before my flight took off.
Wow.
But yeah, probably to help protect Washington. Right. Well, I think, everything is such a height of emergency, that's probably a lot of it, will be my guess, but who knows, will be cool. Since I live next to Eldon Air Force Base, I see F-35s a lot, F-15s and F-16s too. Well, that will be cool. That's actually kind of what surprised me about it. I expected to see F-15s and F-16s. I didn't expect to see F-35s at a National Guard armory in Vermont. Right. I mean, that's a top of the line plane, right? Maybe only rivaled by the F-22, but so I expected the older F-16s and F-15s. I just didn't expect that. Gizmo says my Tiny is AC/DC with EMP protection on both systems. Yeah, that's smart. See, apparently there's a lot of military exercise the last few days. Yeah, all over the world. Possibly getting ready to do training. Maybe. I mean, I thought maybe that what the hell they were going to do is they were just out flying like they would normally do. But I thought it was interesting that all of them took off. Like I could see 2 or 3 sitting on the runway and ready, and just being ready to take off in case something happened, and maybe a couple flying around, but it was just interesting to see them.
It's quite a bit of fuel.
Hey, there's Amy B. Good evening, Freedom Friends. So happy to be here. Our hospital electronic medical record was hacked last night at midnight and offline until about 11 a.m. today. What a mess. Yeah, there's actually lots of stories of banks and mortgage companies being hacked right now, too. Pinball mentioned today that the military has increased their numbers of recruiters this week. Yeah, well, in last week, they upped the recruitment age to 46, at least the Air Force did, which was crazy, right? Oh, skating. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Illegal Lever says, yes, they canceled the Marine Ball this year. That doesn't surprise me. Hey, there's my buddy Chuck. Yep, evening tag and B. Chuck, we were talking about the Homestead medical bag a little bit earlier, which is pretty cool. All right. So anyway, so then I went to New Jersey and then I flew from there, which I can't tell you how happy I was after I landed in New Jersey and I got to my gate and I got on the plane and that plane took off to New Jersey. I can't tell you how happy I was to land in Nashville, Tennessee. And you can ask B, as soon as I landed, I sent her a text that I'm halfway home. Yeah. Because the whole time, I'm thinking, man, if I got to walk home from New Jersey, I do not want to walk home from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't
rather walk home from Kentucky.
I'd much rather. It's halfway. Plus, you're also out of all the big cities. You don't have a lot. You got St. Louis and Kansas City left.
Yeah.
Versus if you're in New Jersey, you're going
a
lot. You're spending a lot of time in them. So, anyway, I was very, very glad I landed in Nashville, Tennessee, and then I got in a rental car and I drove to Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is about an hour and a half away, and got in just before the live on Friday. And so that was my travels. It was
And then you guys posted pictures of your reunion.
Air National Guard. I worked at Buckley Air Force Base in Aurora, Colorado. When I lived there, they had ANG there. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see here. A lot of people are happy to leave New Jersey. Yeah. I was super happy to leave New Jersey. And I was actually just super happy to get home.
Well, we're glad you're home.
Yep. You heard that right. The United States Air Force did raise the recruiting age to 42. There's a lot of talk about drafts and, people not, joining and, but yeah, what an absolute mess. Anyway, when I was in, let me see, what's Amy B say? We could have hopscotch ferried you home across country tag, each take a leg. Yep. I know, right? And I have so many friends in so many states. That would have been nice, but I still didn't want to walk home. No, ANG, Air National Guard. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So when I was in New Hampshire, I was at a Home Depot and they had a weird tank. I don't know if you guys know what it's for. See how that tank's got that? I sent you this picture, remember? It's got a hole.
And it's square, right?
It's square. It's a 5-gallon tank. It's got a hole in the middle. And originally I thought, well, maybe it's to be buried, but no, that's not it because it says above ground tank. But anybody got any idea what that?
Probably to strap it down.
Maybe
above ground tank.
You could put a strap on through the center of it. Maybe. I don't know.
Although ours is up over the top of it, so why wouldn't you? You could just do it up over the top of it. Maybe to pick it up with a forklift.
Hippocrates says water harvesting upright slimline. Yeah, but why the hole in the middle? You upright slimline. Yeah, but why the hole in the middle? You could get so much more water in it if you didn't have that hole in the middle. Right? Why would it be there? I don't know. I have not figured it out, but it was a cool tank. Pretty silly how when you go to a Home Depot and you get excited about tanks.
Maybe you could put a heater in the center of it.
Well, I doubt it was designed for a heater in the center of it. I mean, maybe you could put a heater in the center of it. But anyway, if anybody got any ideas, I'd love to hear what your ideas would be on
why it would
have a hole in it.
Center.
Yeah. One step closer wants to know, does it help with freezing? I would think it would hurt with freezing. I think it'd make it freeze quicker. You know, I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't.
That's why I asked if you could put a heater in it.
Yeah. Well,
to keep it from.
I don't know. The whole. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that. Let me see. I have a house for sale in West Palm Beach, says Brett. If any of my northern friends want to leave the cold. Yeah. Brett, no offense when I'm about to say this, but I'm going to tell you the East Coast is the last place I'd want to live. Hippocrates says, without it and not being fully cylindrical, it bulges out. Yeah, there's my good buddy Dan Redding. Hey, everybody tell Dan hello. Dan's been a friend of mine for, oh my goodness, 30 years. Oh, probably more.
30?
Probably more than that. Yeah, 35 years. I probably met Dan when I was 15 or 16 years old, would be my guess. I mean, that's a long time ago, but what's up, bud? Let me see here. The hole and the angles are for strength. Yeah, Milk and Honey, that's what B said. It was maybe the hole was there to move it with equipment. Yeah, Vicky says to strengthen the walls. I buy that.
Why wouldn't they just make it a big circle, though? Ours is a big circle.
The one in the back is, yeah. Maybe it's for strength.
Was it square or was it a circle?
No, it was like a big rectangle. And it just had that center thing.
So
it was
it
just
had
so
like
weird.
4 pillars?
No, it was just two big cylinders.
Oh, 2.
Connected at the top and connected at the bottom. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Farm Ranch Homestead says, I've been to the Nashville airports a few times in the last couple of weeks, picking up and dropping off family and friends. Yeah, you might have been there when I was there. Brett Boyd says, we still have a good governor. You guys do. No argument there. It's not Florida that I dislike. It's just all the people. You know, I mean, I don't want to be so close to all the people. The country's beautiful.
They have big old alligators down there.
Yeah. Maybe you could move it with a hay spike. Yeah, or a pallet fork stuck together, maybe. I don't know. Slimline can go next to a house that has little room between the wall and a fence or property line. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oops, look at that. Got all the way through those. I think I might. Got through those. These are all my just headlights. Okay. Let me see. It's called a doorway water tank. Hilltop Home Place. Good evening to you. I wonder what a doorway water tank. Maybe you can fit it in a doorway. Maybe it's 500 gallons. You're not going to move the thing with a dolly. So I don't understand.
Why would you want to put it in a doorway?
I think maybe to get through a doorway. Because you could put it through a doorway. Half Bubble Up Plum says, and the gators taste good. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had alligator?
No. All right, what you got? What's next on your list? I've been yapping.
I had to drain all the tanks.
Oh, yeah, talk about that.
Well, with the frost, I didn't want to take it with the frost. With you gone, I didn't want to take a chance of something freezing and breaking and then spilling where I couldn't fix it or do anything about it. So I opted to just drain all the tanks, which was painful to watch. The devil. And so now my tanks are empty and I need water at the turkey coop and the chicken coop. So I'm hauling water in buckets again. Mm-hmm. Since it was like almost 70 today, I yesterday closed all the tanks, hoping for some condensation of any kind. And then I went in there and the cows went into the people side, knocked the hose off of the faucet and broke the connector on the hose. So did you by chance get me a new hose?
No, I will.
So I can't, even if I had water in the tanks, I can't get the water into I guess I could use a bucket. But then again, I'm still moving water with a bucket. And I did not know how much cows drink. Like, mama cow goes over there.
And you didn't know how many solar systems we had either.
You could literally see the water level. I don't really count those as solar systems. I mean, they are solar systems, but I don't have to do anything with it.
You don't have to do them with the other system either.
I do. I go and I look at it.
Oh, okay. You don't look at the other one? You don't look at the pump and the light switches?
No, because I don't understand. Like the one at the turkey coop, it flashes numbers like ours, but they're different numbers. And that is just to run lights. And if I don't have lights, then I'm just not going to turn on the light. Here, I go and I look at the smart panel so regularly still that it's a chore, you know? I'm going to go do a load of laundry. Oh no, got to go check the solar panels. Not the solar panels, the smart panel. Oh, I've got today, it said 56 amps at the top. I'm going, how does it say 56? Well, it's never been up to 56
amps. Yes, it has.
Not volts. The volts. So yeah, the amps. Yeah, we bring in sometimes over 100 amps. But
Gizmo wants to know if we've read the book October Fall. I have not, but I have read the Going Home series, which is similar to that.
So you've heard of
that same story. Oh yeah. Hey, Can Squatch, what's up? He says, probably lighter than the round ones, possibly made with thinner material. Yeah, hard to say. Brett Boyd says, that's why I'm moving to North Central Florida, small town, done with city living. Yeah, I just couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, Tamara says, you did good, B. But they didn't freeze. Perhaps the hole in the tank is so that you can rig it from above. Yeah, maybe. Hey, there's my friend Tori. What's up, Tori?
Hey, where did you see that tank? It
was at Home Depot in New Hampshire.
So north, it's not a freeze thing.
B, when you render beeswax, do you put water in it?
Yes.
Let me see here. Amy B says, I feel your pain. My hoses froze the other day. The ducks demand hydration. Well, I'm actually going to run a little experiment with you guys tonight about water and about energy capital because someone had brought to my attention. LJC says, Tag, you didn't have a spare hose. No, I had a whole bunch of them, but B cut up a bunch of hoses to make a bunch of smaller hoses, then used them all, and then said, you need to get me some more connectors.
That is exactly what happened. Yeah. He bought me four. Those connectors.
Yeah.
And at the same time, and I used them all four.
Yeah, so it is believable. LJC, an Eagle Lover, Texas. I can't keep them in stock if people are using them. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, MJ from Wisconsin's in the house. Good evening to you.
Hi. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yep, that's a lot when you have to fill it up with water. Yep. So let's talk about this real quick because I think this is a super interesting topic. You interested?
Yeah.
Energy capital?
Sure.
So I had a lady when I was in Kentucky come up to me and said that she watches my channel a lot and that I talk a lot about backside money and energy capital. And that she basically just didn't understand what I was talking about. And so I thought after B wanted to talk about water and the turkey coop and how it all works, that we could talk a little bit about it. And I'll kind of try to explain what I mean. And I'll show you how you can make a great return on your investment by doing things the smart way. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. So how long does it take you, if you're carrying water, how long does it take you to water all of the animals each day?
Oh my gosh. I think it just depends, but.
It depends only works for the instigator. It doesn't work here. So you have to give me a number.
No, it just depends because.
Half hour in the morning, half hour at night?
No, longer than that.
Okay.
I'd say 40 minutes.
For each one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 120 minutes. Everybody writing this number down? 120 minutes.
For what?
To water all the animals.
A day.
Okay, but let's just say for today's sake, let's just say it takes
30 minutes.
So that you can, because I'll do the math quick.
Do the easy math.
Quick in my head, right? So let's say it takes her 60 minutes per day. Per day. Okay, so that's 1 hour per day. So how many hours is that in a year, Bethany?
What is it? 325 in a day, in a 365 times 2.
Times 2?
Times 2.
Why would we times it times 2?
I don't know. Because we're going to do it twice.
Okay. So if you water 30 minutes in the if you water 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, that equals 1 hour.
1
And
hour.
if you do that times 365 days, that's 365 hours. Do you agree?
Okay, yes.
Okay, all right. So we're all on the same page. Okay. So we're at 365 hours per year spent watering the animals. So if you divide that by a 40-hour work week, how much time is that?
I don't know.
Well, you got a math somewhere?
Do
Here.
I have a math?
No, you got a calculator, don't you? Okay, so if you took 365 hours, right, and divided that by a 40-hour work week, equals 9.12 40-hour work weeks, right? So basically that's 2 months.
Okay.
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 So
you're saying it takes me 2 months to water.
What I'm saying is you spend collectively 2 months worth of 40-hour work weeks carrying water.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you think the average human in the United States of America makes per month?
I have no idea.
You don't have any idea?
How much the average person makes a month?
A month, yeah.
No.
$3,466.
How much?
$3,466 per month. Okay. Now, how many months did we pick up on the watering? Did you say? That's 2 months.
2.
Okay. So 2 months at that, it'd be $6,733.
Okay.
Right. So you haul in water. Okay. At the average income, if you went and took a job spending that exact same amount of time, you'd have brought $6,700 through the door.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about our system. So you guys know I put an automatic watering system on her turkey coop, right? That waters the chickens, waters everything out there. So we have $250 times 2 tanks. Now we paid $50 for them, but I put retail on them, which are your big tanks, because just for the example today. And then $200 for the third tank. I got a $200 in a pump, $400 in solder, and about $200 in miscellaneous. That's about $1,500. So by spending the $1,500, that frees up that 2 months of time. Would you agree? Because now you're not hauling water anymore.
But I am.
No, you are right now because you drain the tanks. What I'm saying is if you invested $1,500 to manage the energy that you were spending each day,
yeah,
you pick up 2 months worth of work, which is $6,700 worth of value.
When you built that, it absolutely made it easier.
Yeah. So for a $1,500 investment, I picked up $6,733 in value, energy capital value, right? According to the average American, I picked up, which is a profit of 78%. So what people do is people want to sit back and say, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the money. What they don't understand is they are spending it. They're actually spending way more
in the time
it takes you to go do it. Right? So
until you spent that money and I drained the tanks and now I'm back to hauling water. So you spent the money.
Okay.
What was it? $1,500?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, $1,500 to have the system.
To have the system.
Okay.
To only work part of the time.
So let's say you lose the system for a quarter of the year. You're still using it for 3 quarters. So they take 3 quarters of that number. Right. My point that I'm trying to make is just simply that backside money and managing your energy on the backside means that you understand that the $1,500 investment yields a $6,700 return, all by automating a system and freeing up your time to do other things, even if you don't go to work, right? Let's say you're not working, but now you're doing better at gardening, or now you're using that money, that time somewhere else.
Right.
The $1,500 was not expensive. In fact, it was quite cheap compared to what it would have been had you had to continue to carry water an hour a day, every single day, 365 days a year. This is my point that I'm trying to make, right?
Well, and it's not just the time too, because, hauling buckets of water over there, if that tank is empty, I'm carrying them. So it's not just the time, then it's, my back and the calluses, and then I wet my leg, and then all the
Yeah.
stuff that goes along with it too.
Yeah, Tamara says you need a pond. I have 3 ponds, Tamara.
I know. And you know what? I thought, okay, so I'm not going to fill the I have 3 like baby pools by the gate that I was filling for the geese and the chickens and the turkeys, and then the cows come over and they like suck it right out of there. Of course, because it's nice, fresh, and clean. I thought, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'll just let everybody go down to the pond, and then the geese have been sitting here just crying, honking,
because they don't want to
pacing. And when we had the ducks, they would all go down to the pond. Now the geese won't go to the pond. They're back to staying up by the coop.
Half Bubble Plum says, and as you get older, it will become even more valuable. 100%. This is the point that I'm trying to make right here, is that you have to manage your energy along the way. And this whole game of living free and, trying to reach these levels of freedom take that much more management. It is a management game. I'm making fun of B in here about the solar systems, but if you listen to really what she said was she don't recognize the other systems because she's not managing the other systems.
I don't manage it at all.
Right. They just do it. But on the house system, the big system here, she's looking at the panel all the time. She's recognizing where it was all the time. She's all that, because the fact of the matter, if the power don't work in the turkey coop, it just is fine, moving on the next day.
Right.
When it's a whole lot better, in the house, if it happens, it's a much, much bigger deal. But the point I want you guys to get out of this, I cannot stress it enough, is you have to manage your energy. And you have to understand that running from that $1,500 investment just cost you $6,700. And you have to understand how that game works. That's called backside money, right? I'm making money on the backside because that's time I don't have to spend. Money, guys, all money is the paper money. When you take it out of your wallet, right? I think I might have $1. Did you let me have any money? So money.
Yeah, it's like a 20 of them.
I know, right? So money. This is just a transference of energy. That's all this is. There's no value in it. All this is a means in which I can trade my energy for somebody else's. My energy of whatever I make for the energy that they make. But the fact is, if you manage your energy correctly, right? Just like we created water systems for you, because now I haven't mastered it for 12 months, but we've mastered it for 9. Would you agree?
Yes.
Maybe 10?
It was so much easier. Like when all I would have to do is go over and like flip the turkey water cups, and the debris would fall out, or I'd turn it upside down to wash it. And then I would just go and turn a knob, put more water in it, turn it back off. And I was done for probably 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Yep. And look, you went from
3 or 4
carrying
or 5 days
to turning a valve.
This
was it. How much of that extra time did you get to spend in the garden this year?
A lot.
Or did you get to spend with the bees? Or did you get to spend in the house? Or did you get to spend, playing with your animals? Or did you get to spend just simply relaxing? How much free time does that free up? Not only do you make money because you're managing the backside, not only are you making money because you're managing your energy, but it's healthier on you. It's more freedom on you. It's less stress on you. Guys, it is 100% a management game. I'm telling you this. And every system that you have, every single system you have, you should be challenging that system every single day. And you should be saying, how do I make it more efficient? How do I make the process of feeding animals? Here, I'll explain it another way. Keep a log of everything you do all day long. And then go back and look at that and say, what do I spend a lot of my time on? Just like watering. We figured out that Bee's spending, although it's more than this, she's spending an hour a day. An hour a day.
Yeah.
Out of a 10-hour workday, she's got 1/10 of her time is hauling water. I can pick up 1/10 of the time. Oh my goodness, this is such a big deal, right?
Yeah. Well, part of that is having to, because they poop in the water, you have to clean the waterers out. Where with the cups that you made, or the PVC
hey, Mr.
automatic.
Rain. What's that, Mr. Rain? Hi, Mr. Rain. What's up, bud? Okay, go ahead.
The PVC automatic watering system that you made, there's nothing for them to stand on, so they can't poop in it. So every other waterer I have, they sit on top of and they poop, or if it's a canister or a container, they walk in it. They still sit on the side of it and poop in it. So everything else has poop in it, but those little cups, there's nowhere for them to stand. So
yeah. Guys, I'm telling you, challenge them all. Amy wants to know why you got rid of your ducks.
Well, we had 1 female and 5. Were there 5 total, or were there
males,
6?
yeah.
5 males. And we were going to get rid of just 4 males and then keep 1 male and female. But then Tag wasn't a fan of the ducks. We decided we were not going to eat the ducks. 1 female was not enough to keep to have eggs. I mean, I think with all the other animals that we have, the ducks were the ones that we thought we would not eat. Mm-hmm. And then it just, the numbers didn't add up. Had we have had 1 male and 5 females, we would have probably kept all of them. But
I wouldn't have wanted to anyway.
Well, then we could have just at least had the eggs.
Yeah. And
I could have baked with those.
Yeah. But this is another example of energy. Another example of energy management.
Yeah.
If you're spending your resources on feed or your time,
water,
which is your biggest resource, your energy management, right? Your time taking care of animals that don't produce for your homestead, or taking care of something that's not giving you peace, giving you happiness, whatever it is, get rid of it. Again, this is another case of energy management.
Yeah.
And anyway, we got rid of the ducks because energy management said they needed to go. Here we go. What?
Energy management said they had to go.
But you have to make sure that the ponds don't go dry. Yeah, so my big pond will never go dry. My little ponds could.
They didn't, though.
They haven't.
Even in
but,
the worst, I mean,
they haven't. But
it still had enough water in it that there were fish. There's fish in it.
Yeah.
We didn't think that there would be fish in it, and there are. So.
Yeah, Farm Ranch Homestead says that's $6,700 for each year. If you don't put your system in for 3 years, that's almost $20,000. Think about that, guys.
Wow.
Because you wanted to save the $1,500. You just hauled the water for 3 years, and what did it cost you? $18,500.
I did carry water for.
I know.
A while.
It's way more efficient and way cheaper. You want to be the ultimate cheapskate? Manage your energy. Right?
I think there's a game to that.
Of course there is.
It doesn't come easy because you don't know, just like the water, how much you're actually spending to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Rain says, being off-grid, managing a farm, practicing do-it-yourself skills requires time. Automate where you can. Absolutely automate where you can.
Like automatic doors for the chickens and such.
Yeah. I think anything that you can remove a step out of the day. But you don't. Here's the problem that I think most people are going to make is they're going to say, okay, I can go get an automatic chicken door. I've saved some time.
Yep, done.
True, but what you've saved is the difference between it automatically doing it and it taking you 1 minute to do it. What do you want? What I try to do is take the big stuff, keep track of what happens during the day, and the stuff we're spending big bulks of time on. I try to automate all those first, right? Because doing the math out of walking out and pulling because her chicken doors are all on pulleys, so you're pulling a thing, letting them out. That's a pretty minuscule amount of time as compared to the automatic chicken door. Although that would 100% save energy.
Yeah, especially
100%.
Like now I have to go out. Like I go out to put the turkeys away. If I wait to put the turkeys away, when I put the chickens away, it's too late to put the turkeys away. They will not come. If I try to put the chickens away when it's time to put the turkeys away, the chickens they will not come. So they go to bed at 2 different times. So I'm out there several times putting things to sleep because not everybody goes to sleep when I tell them.
So it would be interesting, B. Let's do this and we can report back at one of our lives coming up or keep track during a week how much time you spend opening and closing the doors. Well, just that.
Yeah.
Because what you can do, I can take that, turn that into a math equation and say, okay, the automatic chicken doors are $179 based on the average income. it will take you this long to make your money back out of the deal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can do all of
Well,
the math if you just tell me how much time. Scanes Girl says, I know I'm loving my little gravity waterer for the chickens. No more dragging a hose every other day. Amen. Yep. We're about using modern technology, but knowing how to do things old school. Yeah, I actually like trying to challenge some of this too, Rain. I know, and Rain Country, I know you do this too, but can I make it mechanical versus making it electric? Or can I, are there ways, like right now, all of her doors are on pulleys. So instead of having to walk in the coop or around the coop, she just pulls a lever and the doors open up. But maybe we should go to an automatic door. Maybe. Eagle Lover says, and that gives her 1 hour a day to make dessert.
Yep, 1 hour.
Yep. Brett says, farming is all about efficiency, cost in versus food out. Amen. Yep. So how would you make sure it doesn't malfunction and overflow? Well, Milk and Honey, I would encourage you to go back to my videos where I showed the turkey water system. So what
We can talk about the water.
Yeah, but I'll explain to you how I do that. So my rain comes inside and my tanks are indoors. So they're inside of we call it the turkey coop, but it's got all kinds of stuff in there. But so they're inside, there's 660 gallons, it fills up. Then I ran it to a 12-volt pump to a small solar system and then up to a 35-gallon tank up in the rafters. So she goes out there when she needs to water. She goes out there and turns the valve and fills the 35-gallon tank. How long did it take you to drain the tank?
I have never filled it all the way up.
Okay.
I only fill it up. I don't know how many gallons that is because I have been in there where the guineas are like wild. And so they have gotten theirs just off kiltered enough to where the water just flowed out. Mm-hmm. And so when it just flowed out, it drained that tank. Mm-hmm. So I was only doing that every 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. What makes that system so cool, Milk and Honey, is because it's the 35-gallon tank up in the rafters, then it gravity feeds all the water. So she only has to water once every 35 gallons. And then to water, she's just turning a valve and pumping it in there. I did that because in case the turkeys or anybody knocks the water over or something happens, I don't lose all my water.
All of it.
I'm just losing 35 gallons. Yeah.
Or whatever was in there.
Right. But I did a video on it. Tamara says I should be ashamed of myself for making you carry water. What do you think about that?
What do you have another option? I mean, water freezes and even in that pool, that's what I noticed how much the cows drink because I have the baby pool was full of water and it was crusted over with ice. And so I took the shovel and I banged in the center of it to create a hole. Well, I would bang the whole thing, but I banged a little hole first as Mama Cow came over and I was moving the duck feed out of the way because Mama Cow loves the duck food. And so I was getting that out of the fence. And when I came back, Mama Cow went over to the hole that I had just cut and she stuck her mouth in there and started sucking it up. And I could see where the ice ring was and the water was coming away from where the ice was. And I'm sat there and went, wow, she's really putting that down. And in one, when did it freeze? So those pools were full 2 days ago. And so in 2 days, they went through 3 baby pools of water.
Yeah, but they've got a pond too. I promise you.
There's plenty of water in the pond, but they prefer fresh water, not pond water.
I bet you they do.
Because
the Hilltop says as a caregiver, energy management is so important. There's only one of me. My husband always wanted a live Christmas tree, but I'm the only one to care for them. This year it's back to artificial and pre-lit. I think this is another great example of energy management.
Right.
And sticking your energy in the things that move you further down that path of freedom instead of using your energy into things that take you further away.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great example of that.
Yeah. My parents actually moved to when my dad was still alive, they went from when we were growing up, we always had an artificial Christmas tree. And so when we kind of got out of the house, they went with a live tree and it was always a plantable live tree. So like every year they would go get a new tree and have it in a pot, and then he would take it out and plant it
I like that.
when it was done. And then the next year they got another Christmas tree, and it was not always the the Douglas fern, and then the different
Blue spruce.
yeah, they had different trees, like whatever this local stores had. And it was always a live tree that they would then take and plant after we moved out.
You know, Brett says, Tag, do you have any of your ponds tied to your solar? You could let your batteries pump your ponds. Yeah, so we have several ways we can do this. So first thing is my ponds have drawdown pipes in them. So we could use the drawdown pipes without any electricity to get water out of the ponds because they're big enough and there's enough of it. You could just pull up and fill up whatever you wanted. Second, I do have one solar panel that runs to an aerator that we aerate we can aerate one of the ponds, but then also the UTVs that we drive around have pumps and tanks in them. So you could pull up, throw a hose out in the pond and fill all of the things up. But my big system is not tied to my ponds, at least as of right now. Right.
But we have the option that is going to be in the future, right? We have made that possible to access that water so that we can eventually have the pond water coming directly in.
Amy B says automated electric poultry net moving. Now you're talking. Yeah, they have it. It's called permanent fencing.
Paddocks.
Yep.
Paddocks.
Oh my goodness, I'm probably so far behind. Hey, Nitos, good evening to you.
I was so wanting to get electric fencing, and then I realized that he's against anything like temporary. He doesn't want to have to buy it and move it and buy it and or buy it and move 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 it. He'd rather just buy it and put it up and leave it. And if you want one over here, we'll buy it and put it up and leave it. You want one over there, we'll buy another one. We'll put it up and we'll leave it. Then you can rotate around between them instead of having to.
Hey, Loco, good evening to you too.
Move
An automatic poultry door might make sense if you could also have auto feed and waterers. Why I know how to do the feed and I know how to do the water. We just haven't bought the doors yet. But B's been talking about
automatic feeders.
Yeah.
How are you going to automatically feed something when it's not?
I'm going to put it in a big hopper and let gravity feed it.
Oh, we don't have a hopper yet.
No, I said I know how to do that. I know how to make it automatic.
Yeah.
I just have never seen the huge benefit out of it because right now you could put a trash can, for example, with those, nozzles on the ends of it in the middle of a pen and fill it up and it'll last them months. And then you're not trying to lift it up into gravity. You're not trying to do any of that stuff. So to me, it's almost less energy to leave it the way it is. But
well, and then if you fill those big tanks and then in the summertime you get humidity, then your food, we just dumped a crap ton of corn because I had put them in blue barrels and then sealed those lids down good. So, nothing got in and it molded. The bottoms of them were black and moldy. We had to dump in the compost pile. Oh, it stunk so bad.
Bird's Eye View says they love their automatic chicken door until it broke when they were out of town.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something too, when you have to remember that if it's automatic, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to go check it.
Right. Well, and the other thing too is I think anytime you automate a system like that, you need to have a backup of a system. Just like now, she's drained the tank. She has a complete system of how to water. You have all the waterers, you have everything. It just requires you hauling water. So just like in the automatic chicken door, if I was going to have an automatic door, I would make sure I had another one somewhere that was manual.
Another door,
and even if it was a big door or whatever, just whatever it was, so that in case of that, Loco said, I need a new beanie. Who has some swag? I've got a Freeman beanies.
I don't think we have any more Freeman beanies.
I can need to order some if I don't.
We do need to order some because they're a hot item in the wintertime.
We could order some beanies with the guy in the suit and tie with the horns that I put on the Starve the Beast stuff. Just him. That'd be pretty cool. Brett says, RN, good evening to you. Says, Tag, you're such a mathematician, so am I, but farming is also, it's also time, but farming, homesteading, it's not a mechanical, what's that word? Equation. Okay, got it. Homesteading is not a mechanical equation. Yeah. Well, again, I think we should use technology to our advantage, right? I mean, the difference between, modern homesteading and old traditional homesteading is I don't want to be out there with a hand plow digging up the dirt. I'm going to try to automate it in any way that I can,
Yeah.
So you see, Tamber says if you have 10 cows, a bull, and 5 calves.
Ooh, that's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water. Yeah. Tag, I'm old school. No power at my chicken coop and barn. My chicken come and go as they please. I don't close them up at night year round. They have an enclosure so they can come and go. Well, that's
Do
energy
they fly
management.
over? How? What is your?
But that's energy management. That's absolutely energy management.
Mm-hmm.
She's made the decision to make it no energy involved.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind that a bit. Let me see here. I have automatic waterers for non-freezing weather, but I haul water from the house once it gets cold enough to turn off the water of the chicken coop. That's what we do too.
Yes.
And if I can crack the code of heating the water enough through I'll absolutely.
But now, I mean, like last year we had the chickens. This year we have chickens, guineas, cows, turkeys. You put water out there for the chickens and everybody is in it.
Hey, Starla, good evening to you. I just seen you in there. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'll do my best, right? Let me see here. Laugh Out Loud B likes the feed for a week's program. Yes. I think anytime you can do stuff like that, I think you really need to do it,
Yeah.
Because I have an automatic chicken door on my coop for 3 years now. No problem so far. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I am so far behind you guys.
So
Tamara says she has to shut her chickens up every night. Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, we should.
Todd wants to know what's that word.
I try to shut them up. There's some that are like, I'm not going in today, and then I don't see them until the next morning when they're running around the coop looking for food. And why are you out? Tonight, when you were helping at the trailer, and I said I was going to go do chores if I didn't get the turkeys in time, there were 2 turkeys up on top of the turkey coop that would not come down, and I had to, the long green sticks, I had to throw one up there onto the turkey coop to get the turkeys to come down onto the run, or the enclosed run. Yeah, the run. But it took me 45 minutes to get them off of the roof of their house to get them in. And there was a second there I was like, you guys, you're going to be on your own. I'm not climbing up on the roof to get you down. If you are not coming down, then you are going to stay out. So my last effort was just throw the stick at them, and they came down this time.
How many buildings do you have?
Oh, I don't know. 6.
I was just seeing
7?
if you could count, you only have one solar system, so I don't know if you counted it all as one.
Right. Like, what do you count? Do you count the duplex?
Yeah. Brett says, I'll say this, maybe get banded, but you have to manage your predictors. I don't trap, I exterminate timic and antifreeze. I think it means predators. You have to manage your predators. I think your predators absolutely have to be managed. Hey, Arthur, what's up? Good evening to you. You see here, if you don't get in at my house, you will probably not survive the night. Right. We worry about that out here too.
Yeah.
But again, this gets back, we talk about paddocks. Your permanent paddocks help with this a whole lot, because as long as they're in that fenced area, they're less likely. It offers some level of protection.
Yes, but my chickens, I have opened up a spot for them to go into the paddock that we have built, and they, for some reason, want to fly over the other fence. And I told you the geese the other day, they took off flying, and one of them landed outside the fence and couldn't get back in.
Of course, they fly over but can't get back in. Hey, Homestead twins, how are you guys? Long time no see since self-reliance, huh? Tag, I used an excavator to dig down to water to put it in a shallow well. It pumped fine until we backfilled. The hand pump pulls hard with no water coming out. Pump is primed. Any ideas? Well, Anybody got any help for Homestead twins here? Let me see here. I'm going to read it again. It pumped fine until we backfilled. Well, obviously you don't have a big enough pool of water, be my guess, right? Is it sucking air? It's getting air instead of water, be my guess. But there's some smart people in here. Maybe they can help you.
Maybe it caved in. Did you?
Let me see here. Frost-free hydrants would be good to have in your animal pens to make watering a lot easier. If I could go back and do this all over again, I would have plumbed frost-free hydrants into every single building. But the problem is you don't always know where you're building.
That would have been way cool.
Yeah. Thank you and everyone for answering my daughter's question. She is totally on board, and my son now has a homestead and chickens. How cool is that? Guys, I promise you, everyone's at a different place in their journey, and everybody's going to be awake. I promise you this is true. Some are just going to take longer than others, and it's just got to hurt bad enough. So celebrate, Starla, that your daughter is awake. Celebrate that they begin that journey, and I'm going to celebrate with them. And just be proud that they've taken that step. Here, my buddy Jonathan. Only one flew over the fence. Those two honkers seem inseparable.
Yeah. I don't think he intended to fly over the fence. He just landed on the other side.
Yeah. Did the backfill clog? That's a good one. Dirt and pump, mud and pump. Not getting air. It's got a 3-inch sand point with built-in scream on the bottom. Maybe the fill was too fine and it clogged. Yeah, I would agree with that. See, Leather says, force water back down and let it settle the pump. Let it settle the pump and then pump it. Okay, that's actually a great idea. Yeah, Bruce, smart dude, man.
How do you put water back down
Just feed it the other way.
You can do, How do you do that?
Tag, have you all finished the wafati?
The Wallapini, probably.
Yeah, no, I have not done anything to deal with the Wallapini. We dug the hole, did the dirt work, and that's it. And maybe I'll get to it next year. Maybe I won't, but it's not.
Hey, is that Alan from here? Did you move, Alan? Chase, were you here and then you moved far, far, far away?
Yep. Hack says, check for clog or filter plugged. Yeah. Hey, and my buddy Mo. What do you do when energy management tells you it's cheaper energy-wise to go to the store and buy chickens and eggs? Dependency can be created from the pursuit of efficiency. This is what I love about Mo. Mo is one of those guys who, as long as I've known him, he is super good at challenging all of these things.
And if you're actually buying chicken.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, the system's out there and you should use it to your advantage. And so if energy management tells you it's cheaper, although I would disagree with this in the long run. Now, probably short run, that's probably true. Because if you can go to the store and buy chicken and you can go buy eggs, you're continually buying chicken and eggs. And eventually, on a homestead, you'd have enough chickens and eggs, like we do here. We haven't bought eggs in, I don't even know, forever, right? Because we get so many of them. So I would agree. I guess to the point of it, Mo, I would agree that you have to manage your energy. And if you can get it by managing that energy, at the store, that makes more sense to you, knock yourself out. But I would argue that you can't buy chicken and eggs for less energy at the store over the long haul.
But maybe too, like with our food, the food that you think you're eating is not necessarily the food that you're eating.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if I grow the chicken, I know where it came from. I know how it was handled. I know everything about it, even its name. But it's not cancer meat.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's the thing. Like, if I'm not producing it, I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. That get on a big old tangent there.
You don't like eating cancer meat?
I think that just
and vaccinated
does
eggs
not sound good. No.
Anybody want cancer meat and vaccinated eggs for dinner? Gypsy says, so far our livestock guardian dogs have kept the predators away. Everyone is free ranging at night. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mo Engineer and Hippocrates. These two guys are both have a lot of things in common and should hang out. I'll leave it at that. Efficiency and resiliency are often opposite ends of the teeter-totter. Yeah, Jonathan says, B, I heard Home Depot has some tool sales going on. Don't tell tag.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what B don't know is I was at Home Depot today.
You bought a tool.
I did.
What'd you buy?
So they had, if I bought 2 batteries, I got a free tool. And I'm always looking for batteries. So I bought 2 6 amp hour batteries for my Milwaukees.
Those are like the real heavy ones.
Big ones, yeah. And then the free tool I got is one that you burned up last year.
I don't burn up tools.
You don't burn up tools?
I don't burn up tools.
You sure?
I am positive.
So what happened
when you half-ass break them and then like, here, use this. Oh, you broke it.
Of course. So who burned?
The one time that I used it, it just burned out. That's just so weird. Oh, and then another one. Oh, it just burned out. I think that's pretty interesting. Like, I think you can like smell it.
Good job, Jonathan.
You can smell it burning up, and then you're like, "Here, I'm going to give this to her."
So, what? Regardless of whose fault it was, what did you burn up last year?
The grinder.
I bought a new grinder.
Always the grinders. It's like they don't make grinders like they used to.
Let me see here. I don't know where I'm at, so I'm just going to skip one. Mo says, I would agree with what B says here, but it shows a limited T. I don't know what the T is. Let me see. Probably won't be able to comment on anything for a while. I wonder why. Oh, yeah. Yep, Jonathan, that was the deal. And I could have bought so much more. You know how that is. Yeah.
Why is that doing that?
They're coming in through Discord. That's why. Wait for Black Friday. Oh, Brett, I will. Every year at Black Friday, I try to get batteries stocked up because that's a great time to buy them. Homegrown veggies taste much better than store-bought, and you know where they were grown with and sprayed with. I do not use anything for pests. Yeah, B doesn't either. Let me see here. I know I've skipped so much, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, that was the grinder. Yeah, because she burned my last one out.
I mean, like the last 4.
You burned out what?
Like the last 4.
You burned out the last 4?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't burn. I thought you didn't burn out tools.
No, I think they start to smoke and they smell like burning hair, and then you're like, let's see if Bethany can have this. Hey, Bethany, come grind this concrete. Here's a grinder. Oh, you broke it. Damn. Gotta go get another one.
You give me way too much credit. You think that I plan to have a job
course you do.
where you need the grinder, and then I'll go purposely burn the grinder out to give you.
I think that you burned it out, and it started to smoke or something, or it overheats very regularly, and you're like,
one step closer said you released the magic smoke.
Yes, you set that on this shelf, and then when B needs it, hey, come and get this one. No, not that one. This one.
The equation or need of additional variables like cancer costs. I love you, Mo.
Yeah.
That is a great comment right there. Yep.
New level, new devil.
New level, new devil. Yep. When you have enough tool batteries, sometimes getting one of the inverters they go with is a good thought. I got a Ryobi one, and I've been able to use it to power a fan and Starlink. Yeah, I've got one for my Milwaukee. My boys bought it for me, but I don't use it a ton. But when we use it, we use it. It's great for, like, I used it for soldering irons. We used it when we do Homestead rotation days. I clip it on a battery, and Hacks for the Homestead uses it to sharpen chainsaw blades out in the field when we're cutting. Permapasture Farms has a fantastic video about how to cut up a whole chicken so it freezes more compactly. He fit 44 broilers in a conventional fridge top freezer. 2024, the year of the Cornish. Oh my gosh.
When was that video? Was it a long time ago?
I don't know. Be sending my wife into gales of laughter, setting her up to fail with half broken tools. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she gives me way too much credit. Like, I could really plan all of that out. Like, seriously?
I think it was, yeah, I think you not really planned it out, but you knew how it was going to go down.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. We are starting businesses in Tanzania, says Alan Chase.
Mm-hmm.
We buy 100 chickens and start businesses with people that sell homegrown chickens to restaurants, provide eggs and chickens to create other businesses. Love that.
That is Alan.
Yep. Dan, the engineer, says you need to make sure air can get to the bottom of the well to prevent vacuuming from occurring.
Oh.
Yeah, not my strong suit, but
Thanks for the tip.
Stop being so impatient and let it cut. Don't force it. Yeah, what he's saying is when it starts to smoke, let off. You're pushing too hard.
No, it wasn't smoking when I was doing it. It
So
just stops.
Oh, got it. So I smoked it and got it all burning, and then I let it cool down, and then I brought it into you, and you grinded
just
softly,
like with the drills.
And then it died. So I must be good, man, to plan all that.
You know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
You have to do the same thing with the drill because there's only one drill that attaches to the paint, to the mud flapper. You know what I'm talking about? The paddle flap, the paddle mixer for the drywall mud. There's only one drill has a chuck big enough that you could fit that in. And so when I use that, because you're like, that one's on its last leg. Go ahead and use that one. And I start and I'm like, it stinks. You're like, yeah.
Pretty old.
It's pretty old.
That drill's 20 years old.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the same thing with the grinders.
No, it's not.
It's on its last leg, but go ahead and use it.
That grinder you burned up was brand new.
I know.
Brand new.
That's why I said they're just not making them like they used to.
You can't give your opinion about a lot of stuff on YouTube anymore. I don't know why not. I don't have too much problems.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, Starlet says I got to stop looking at seeds. I just keep ordering and ordering. I need Seeds Anonymous. I hope you're ordering some from Buffalo Seed Company.
I got to get on that too.
This is the Perma Pasture Farm video. It was at least a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, good night, Leather.
44 chickens in it.
Yeah. All right, so what else you got on your list?
I got 44 chickens in an upright freezer. That's what I've got.
44 chickens in an upright freezer.
That's a song.
Yeah, Brett says he feels my pain, that I'll never win. I promise you guys, there's no way to plan all of that. Yeah, Starla says she's on Buffalo Seed Company. Good. Very, 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 very good. Starla is seed porn. Yeah. You talk about the Festivus?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I do have
Talk
that
about
on here. So the Freeman Festivus for the rest of us is going to happen on the 18th of this month, November. I've gotten lots of RSVPs. When you're RSVPing, let me know how many are coming with you. Because if you don't put a number like, hey, I'm bringing 16 people, I'm just putting you down for one, thinking that you're just coming solo and putting you at the singles table. No, there's not assigned seating, but I have 100 spots that I'm allowed to fill. So if you are bringing more than one person, let me know your head count so that I can make sure we have enough seats.
So what is the Freeman Festivus?
It's for the rest of us. It is our own made-up holiday so that we can get together between Thanksgiving and Christmas and celebrate one another, and meet new people, enjoy fellowship. We're doing a potluck. I think we're bringing 3 different meats and a couple desserts, and you don't have to tell us what you're bringing.
Doesn't matter.
There's I have not been in the building that we're doing the festival at this year, but I was told that there is a small kitchenette with plug-ins. I think are we eating at noon?
It starts at noon, probably eat at 1.
Well, you got to figure that out because if you're not, I'd say if it starts at noon, we need to eat at noon because otherwise people are going to have to try to keep their food hot for an hour while they're there.
Yeah, well, if it starts at noon, it's going to take people a while to get things prepared and everything ready because people will be bringing things. We just play it by ear. Whenever you're ready, everybody will eat.
We will eat shortly thereafter.
Right, whatever that is. So basically, we have a holiday so don't interfere. Again, it should be mentioned with Thanksgiving and Christmas. We call it the Festivus because what I'm hoping is our community is over time will develop their own traditions. for us. There's no cost, nothing. Bring a dish. It's all it is. We just have a big potluck, hang out and talk. It's really nothing more than that, but it's a lot of fun at least.
We'll have silverware and plates and cups available. We'll have a jug of tea. We'll have a jug, a 5-gallon thing of water. We'll have punch. What else? It's family friendly. And
you ever heard this? An olali berry? Olali? I've never heard of it. And you know what? It's interesting. Starla keeps talking about how she keeps getting made where she can't comment. Watch this. Where does it say it up here? I don't know. It's in here somewhere. She keeps saying that she's being, that she's saying that she's being
censored. Or
that's weird. I don't know. I didn't know that they censored comments. I've never been censored in a comment, but in fairness, I don't get on there a lot and do a lot of commenting, right? I do my stuff here and watch a few channels and then try to get my work done, but that's weird. And I think Loco said, oh yeah, right there, that YouTube comment censorship happened to me 2 weeks ago, 2 days in a row. Really?
So are you you put a comment on and it's just not showing up? Is that what you mean? Or are you getting a message back that says you can't say that?
No, it's pronounced Ololaberry. Ololaberry? I have never even heard of it, bud. Yeah, I didn't know they censored it all. That's weird. Okay, anyway, we hope to see everybody at the Festivus. Anybody that can make it, you're welcome to, but you have to RSVP, because if you don't, we're not counting you and there's limited seating.
Yep.
Right?
You can email us at Tag and Be a Lifetime Free. You can send Tag a personal message. You can send them some message on Facebook. If you've already, if we've already talked about it, I've got you down so you don't have to redo it.
Yeah. Skeins girl, you crack me up. Says Tambra, try not talking in all caps. It was the YouTube censorship on comments for videos or in a chat on a live stream. Oh, good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, text can be on slow mode, so you can only comment every so often. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. Nope, they said I can't comment for a while. Well, it's obviously not on lives because you're commenting here, right? Right.
Well, what did the it's
a cross between a Loganberry and a Youngberry. They're really good. Yeah, I've never even heard of them, bud.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
And we're not on slow mode?
No, I didn't change any of that. So anyway.
That's something that you can change?
Yes. I can determine how long between comments people can make.
Can they change it on their side?
I don't think so.
I didn't know if maybe she was on slow mode.
Yep. What else you got?
I drained all the tanks. Oh, I need to harvest roosters.
Oh, roosters. And turkeys. Right? You gonna try to get a couple turkeys done too? Maybe.
I don't know. There are some massive turkeys in there, and if I don't, then I might not be able to fit them in the oven. Ew, I don't want to do that. That would be horrible to not be able to cook them or have to piece them apart.
Yeah, Tim Riley says, do you all have an airing of grievances and a tall pole for your Festivus? Yeah, so we had a pole last year.
Yeah.
If I get time this year, what I want to do is build a pitchfork that's welded to a plate and then some Christmas lights around it, and that will be our pole moving forward. If I can get
need a pole.
Get around. Well, yeah, it's part of the whole Festivus thing. We have never done the airing of grievances, although maybe we should. Yeah, only the host and possibly the moderators can initiate slow mode. Yeah, I don't know if a moderator can or not. I know I can on my end. I don't typically, but my church is having a potluck this weekend. I'll be baking several breads, including cinnamon babka. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, go ahead. Anything? Oh, yeah, we got to do harvesting.
Huh?
We're going to do harvesting, right?
Yes, I was gonna do harvesting, and actually, I had a volunteer to come and help.
That's right.
They come and stay
Hey.
and help me out. I was like, come on.
Come
on now.
I was thinking I could put a propane tank on a turkey fryer and heat you up a big cauldron of water.
I have my big tamale pot.
That way you could do it inside. If it's cold outside.
Inside the house?
Inside your processing kitchen.
Oh,
okay. And that heat would heat it all up. It'd be really, really nice. Wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, I do.
You two just let me know we were live.
I do like, if it's cold, I do like the fact to have a little bit of warm, because when your hands are freezing, it's hard to hold a knife and cut stuff up.
Yeah, we can make it work. Got some good video of Joe Salatin doing a chicken processing demonstration. Oh, super cool. Yeah. B, are you doing cinnamon rolls for tag for the festival?
Not for the festival.
Not this year.
No.
I haven't had them this year.
You haven't had them you haven't had your mom's cinnamon roll recipe in a while.
I know,
and
right?
It is an all-day event, guys. This is not a set it and forget it type of recipe.
I just want cinnamon rolls. I don't know why you got to complicate it.
Can I ask your mom to make them?
Thank you, Alan, by the way. Thank you. No, my mom don't cook as good as you.
It's her recipe.
Doesn't matter.
She puts the cinnamon in it. Yeah, I made cinnamon rolls and forgot to put the cinnamon in. Of course, he noticed.
It's not. I just got lucky and noticed. Normally, I would never notice that the cinnamon was missing from a cinnamon roll.
You don't know how to turn the hot water on in the shower. Come on.
I took a shower without you today. Apparently, I figured it out.
You figured it out. Good job. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much. All right, what else you got?
So I hit your glasses. I'm sorry.
It's about 2 hours. What else you got?
Halloween came and went.
Oh, yeah.
I took a nap.
Yeah.
I took a Halloween nap.
Yep. I wasn't really around.
Yeah. Did you dress up?
Nope. No dress up for here. That's so weird. Yes, they said I couldn't comment for an amount of time. I've never heard of such a thing.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I have no idea. So anyway, if anybody in our area wants to get together and butcher some roosters or some turkeys and stuff like that, we're going to be doing it here pretty quick. So, hey, Banquet of Consequences is back. What did you miss? B's being mean to me.
And
Banquet of Consequences. Did you know that? And you should feel sorry for me.
I'm being mean to you?
Yes, you're being mean
with all of these wonderful desserts I'm providing you.
What dessert have you provided me?
I made you cookies. You ate them all. All of them.
You know what? You need to quit living in the past.
But I did.
It's
you
over.
didn't even say thank you.
It's over.
It's like now it's just like my job.
I agree with that. All in favor? Oh my goodness.
Usually people say thank you when you give them nice good desserts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually people say thank you when you build them giant buildings and automatic watering systems. I don't remember. Tag, sometime when you comment back to back too fast, it will tell you that. I'm a big mouth. Believe me, it happened to me. I just never heard of it, So, who knows, right? Hey, Spains, who taught the... Are you drinking?
Who taught the butchering? Hey, Scanes, maybe? Who taught the butchering?
Hey, big kid. How goes it? Tag, the fire roasted chestnuts were why I was hoping there would be a fire pit at the Festivus. Oh, nope. We got to roast them ahead of time. Got to roast them ahead of time. All right. Anything else on your list?
No, because these are the notes that I took while we were doing.
All right.
We got this last seed.
Yeah. What is that?
Anybody know what this is? Does it go this way? Do you remember what this is? You brought this home.
I know exactly what it is. I just want to know. I thought you were waiting for someone to guess, or do you want me to guess?
No, I don't.
It's a Japanese walnut tree, right? It looks a lot like a walnut, but it's thin on one side instead of being more round. We're going to plant it.
Does it come? Does a hole come around this, or is this what falls out of the tree?
I would imagine a hole's around it. The guy that I got it from that gave it to me said, just put it in the dirt. It will grow. So we'll see. Looks like a butternut. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Japanese walnut tree, which who knows, right? Anyway.
That's nice. I can't wait.
Yeah. Hey, couple highlights real quick, and then we'll get out of here. So when I was at Kentucky Sustainable Living, it was a small conference, but I really met some cool people when I was talking about community and exiting the system and those kind of things. There was a older gentleman and his wife that were sitting right smack in the middle, and he really made the whole trip worth it for me, because he said that that he watches all the lives, that he's never comments, but that he watches them all, and that we've made a difference and inspire them. And what's the crazy thing is, though, I hope he knows that it's them who inspire us.
Well, yeah,
that's huge motivation for me, and it keeps me driving. And so if together we can come together and motivate each other, I think that's just a big, powerful thing. I had a lot of good conversation with them. I'm not going to mention their name because I don't know that they want their name mentioned, but they were great folks, and we had a really good time chit-chatting, and I've definitely made friends there. There were some other homesteads out there, and again, I'm not going to mention them because I don't know that they want to, but I met a couple of them that were just, I think we will be friends, for time to come. I met a young lady that was really interesting to me. She was looking for community and has been all over. And she had run a bunch of successful businesses and just decided it was time to leave the system. And so her and I had a lot of really, really cool conversations, but met good people. I don't know, what will come from any of it, but certainly some people that I will stay in touch with, as time goes on. So that was pretty cool. Got to hang out with Billy Bond, which that's always a big thing. Billy's a good guy. He's a former Kansan. So he has the, Pimpcast, Permaculture is My Passion.
Yeah.
Podcast that's out there, and Permapasture Farms, and super, 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 super smart guy. And so we had a good time. He's actually on Sunday is interviewing Callie Blackwell.
Oh.
On Sunday. So you guys know the Callie Blackwell story. I interviewed her on my channel, the lady with the boy, the boy in 7 billion, the cancer, story that went on. So anyway, Sunday, Billy at Permapasture Farms is doing a live with Callie Blackwell. So you guys should go check it out. But if you go check it out, tell them Tag sent you. So it was pretty cool. Big B says, appreciate you all and love the wood cooking videos. I love the wood cooking videos, Big B. That means I'm eating, right? Yep. Oops. Instigator says 43% of those watching are on vacation and haven't hit the thumbs up button. Oh. Yeah. All right. Night all. Got a long day tomorrow. My daughter's going to do all the sausage from our 4 pigs and turkey sausage. Take care, my freedom friends. Wow. Hey, take care. And it was super, super good to see you, Terminator, as always. Yep.
Have a good night.
All right. Anyway, so it was a good trip. I got one more trip in front of me. I'll be going to the Path to Freedom convention in Florida, just south of Orlando, Florida, at Gulf Landing. I'll be speaking down there about exiting the system, freedom, community, those kinds of things. And the good news is it's a quick trip for me. Boom, boom. So B won't have to be missing me too much, right?
Yep.
Yeah. The good news is B always got somebody here.
I was going to say, when you leave, the house fills up.
Well, by design, right?
Yes. I
mean, we do that on purpose.
Yeah.
That way, you've got company, and then also it's a safety issue, right?
Yes.
Which is also good. So we'll fill it full. But so yeah. All right, so let's get out of here. What do you got? Any parting words for everybody before we go? By the way, I'm glad to be back. Happy Friday.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're back. And I don't like it when you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
I like, there's not, I don't want to sound bad, but I can handle the stuff when you're gone, but I like it when you're here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's pretty easy for you to say, hey, go haul me firewood, or go haul me some water. Last night, the water, I carried it to the chicken coop for you, right?
Yes.
And I'm a good laborer.
Yes. And you offer. It's not that I don't have to nag you to do it.
I'm happy to do it.
So I I hate when you're gone.
Mhm.
Parting words. I had watched, not watched, I listened to one of the, I forgot his name, one of the guys that we met at the Midwest Preparedness. And I had, what does he say? The guy that lost his wife, that we were trying to get everybody to go and sign up at his.
He says, "Love them hard."
Love them hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was my parting words was something. It was something like that, and I forgot.
I think "love them hard" is a great word.
Because you were gone for such a long time, not such a long time. One night without you is too long, my dear. But when we take for granted the time, I take for granted the times that you're here and you're just helping and doing things and making my life easier, because you see me and you know that I can move that wheelbarrow, and you know I can move that water, and you know that I'll do it without complaining. I just got to get it done. But when you come and you're like, here, let me have that, or here, let me do that for you, or you just do it, and then I'm like, hey, thanks. I saw that you did that. That was nice. I'm grateful for that. And I'm glad that I have you around to help me with those things.
She's trying to make up for the grinder.
No, I just buy you a new grinder.
Well, I think to that point, I think "love them hard," as he says, is so right. And that, freedom's not a destination. It's about a journey, and it's about a mindset. It's about living along the way. And, it's about slowing down to enjoy those things like each other.
Like each other, right?
And make sure you enjoy that along the way, because there may come a day you can't anymore. And, with the crazy world, just the stuff going on in the world today, and troops amassing everywhere and threats everywhere. And, every police department in the world is saying civil arrest is coming our way. And, you just got so much stuff going on. What better thing to do than look inside, right? And look into what makes you happy and what makes you complete and what makes sense to you. And in my world, you're about the only thing I have left that makes sense. And, so I couldn't agree with, all of that more. I think for me, you guys, just talk about back to the energy thing, really focus on where you're putting your energy. And, a great place to put energy is my wife, right? Because we have our life and our relationship. And so I get to focus energy on there. That's energy well spent. Think of your life as a big gas tank, and you only have so much energy in it. You have one tank of fuel from the beginning to the end. And is this step the place you're willing to donate some of that energy to? Is this step the place you're willing to donate, some of that energy to? And as you manage your energy and as you learn money's the land of make-believe, it really just comes down 100% to your energy, right? And where am I going to put it? And so I just encourage you guys to challenge those systems and, write down every day what you do. Spend a month, log every single bit of it, and then see what is it we can do? What is it we can automate? What is it that we can change? What is it in there that makes us live a freer life and gives us more time to do the things we want, like love them more, right? All right, guys. Well, until we do it again, you're going to... Yeah.
Yep. Hold the line. Don't give an inch. Be out.
See you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.